Aldermen to order on Tuesday, January 26, 2021 at 7:51 p.m. via teleconference. The prayer will be offered by City Clerk Susan Lovering, and Alderman at Large Michael O'Brien will lead us in the pledge to the flag. Madam Clerk, we can't hear you. You don't look to be muted. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Okay, technical difficulties. We'll be right back. I think we lost our clerk altogether.
Tom, what do you got floating behind you?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Alderman O'Brien.
I was just a little concerned.
Insurrection in his ward.
Everything's going fine here. We're all fine. Nothing unusual happening.
Very good, brother.
Okay, now, is our legislative manager on?
I am Lori, but I
You don't have the prayer?
don't know. You might want to ask Attorney Bolton for the.
I'm sure he's got it memorized.
I can give you something
Perfect,
reasonably similar.
thank you.
Almighty God, we have the high honor and serious duty to manage the affairs of our beloved city. Fill us, O God, with a spirit of justice and charity for all, so that all our decisions may always be for the betterment and greater happiness of all our fellow citizens. Amen.
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 Alderman O'Brien.
Thank you, Madam President. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As president of the Board of Aldermen, I find that due to the state of emergency declared by the governor as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and in accordance with the governor's emergency order number 12, pursuant to Executive Order 2020-4, this public body is authorized to meet electronically. Please note that there is no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to this meeting, which was authorized pursuant to the governor's emergency order. However, in accordance with the emergency order, I am confirming that we are providing public access to the meeting by telephone with additional access possibilities by video or other electronic means. To access Zoom, please refer to the agenda or the city's website for the meeting link. To join by phone, dial 1-929-205-6099. The meeting ID is 821-2067-1668. The passcode is 223283. The public may also view the meeting via channel 16. We previously gave notice to the public of the necessary information for accessing the meeting through public postings. Instructions have also been provided on the City of Nashua's website at nashuanh.gov and publicly noticed at City Hall and the Nashua Public Library. If anyone has a problem accessing the meeting via phone or channel 16, please call 603-821-2049 and they will help you connect. In the event the public is unable to access the meeting via the methods mentioned above, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled. Please note that all votes that are taken during this meeting shall be done by roll call vote. Let's start the meeting by taking a roll call attendance. When each member states their presence, please also state whether there is anyone in the room with you during the meeting, which is required under the right to know law. It looks like our clerk is back. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
It seems like she's not connected.
I
Madam
think, can
President,
you hear me? I'm trying
now
to
we
talk
can,
on
yeah.
my phone, being
We can-
creative here.
We can hear you now.
So I'll improvise. I don't even know what part of the meeting you're at.
Just hit roll call.
Attendance.
Oh, there we go. Alderman O'Brien?
present. I am alone and I can hear the proceedings.
Alderman Clee?
I am here, I am alone, and I can hear the proceedings.
Alderwoman Kelly? Alderman Dowd?
Yes, I am present. I can hear everyone and I'm alone.
Alderman Karen?
Yes, I'm here. I'm alone and I can hear everyone.
Alderman Clemmons?
I am here, I am by myself, and I can hear everyone.
Alderman Lopez?
I'm here, I'm alone, I can hear and see everyone.
Alderman Tenza?
I am present, I'm alone, and I can hear everyone.
Alderwoman Lou?
I'm here alone and I can hear everyone.
Alderman Jettie?
I'm here alone and I can hear the proceedings.
Alderman Schmidt?
I am present, alone, and can hear everyone.
Alderman Laws?
I'm here, I'm alone, and I can hear everyone.
Alderman Cleaver?
Present, I'm alone, and I can hear everybody.
Alderman Harriet Gathright?
I am present, I am finally home, and I am in this room alone.
Alderman Wilshire?
I'm here, I'm alone, and I'm glad that Alderman Harriet Gathright is at home. And I can hear everyone.
You have 14 in attendance.
Thank you. Also in attendance this evening is Mayor Donchis and Corporation Counsel Steve Bolton. Does the mayor wish to address the board?
Yes, Madam President, thank you very much. Oops. Yes, Madam President, thank you very much. I first wanted to update you on the COVID-19 pandemic. As you know, of course, we still are suffering quite a few new cases in Nashua. Over the past 14 days, we have encountered about 840 new cases. Currently, we have about 560 active cases. We have several outbreaks in the city, and public health is doing a very good job in working with those organizations where some of them restaurants, schools, other places where outbreaks have occurred. But we are still running about 11% positivity rate in all of the tests that are conducted in Nashua. Over the past week or so, there have been about 495 tests per day, and 11% of those have come up positive. Now, and we have about 30 people in the hospital between the two hospitals, Southern and St. Joe's. So these numbers are certainly up from the summer, from the fall. So we need to be very careful about our activities. We've talked many times about the importance of wearing masks. There are now more contagious, potentially more deadly strains of the virus entering the United States. And so we need to make sure that we are careful, wear our masks, enforce our mask ordinance, and ask all of our fellow citizens to work together to protect everyone. We of course want our families and friends to remain safe, but we also want to get the economy open again. And the quickest way to do that is to follow the evidence of the scientists and their research. And they say, excuse me, until the vaccine is available to everyone,
Sorry, I missed that.
masks are the best way to go. Now, the vaccine rollout is beginning. People can, in Group 1B, that includes citizens 65 and older, can register for the vaccine through the state website. The vaccines are being administered at Nashua High South. That clinic was originally planned as a drive-up only clinic, but we received, and I know some of you on the Board of Aldermen received complaints or concern from citizens who had registered or wanted to register for the vaccine who don't have a car. So we have worked with the state of New Hampshire to make it clear that as long as the person can get there, whether or not they have a car, at the time of their appointment, they can be vaccinated. And transit is working on a way to make it clear that people can get the mobile vans, the appointment vans to take them to that test site. So we're hoping that anybody who's registered and can get in a vehicle can get there and get vaccinated as quickly as possible. Of course, beyond the pandemic, Madam President, we're looking forward to the spring. More vaccinations will be done by that time, but we're also looking forward, I think, to the opening of our Main Street again to the outdoor dining. I know there will be legislation coming to you in the next couple of weeks. I know that when I drive down through the Main Street of Nashua, I live just a little bit north, and drive down to City Hall, I always miss the outdoor activity that was present through the spring, the summer, and the fall. And I very much hope, want and long for it to come back. I was talking with one member of the Board of Aldermen, and I don't think we've made it clear. I've told a few people privately, but using public works funds, we purchased the barriers that we rented last year for a price of $20,000. And since the rental fee was $100,000, it seemed worthwhile to buy the barriers for $20,000. So we got 2,400 square feet. They're being stored out at the landfill. Now it will cost to put those barriers up and down, but at least we will own them and can use them, and consider about how we might be coming forward with a proposal to you as to how we might decorate those barriers for future years. Another matter, Madam President, is we have talked in the past about the various things the state is doing at exactly the wrong time to increase city taxes. That is increasing pension costs and reducing school aid. Some people think that the reduction in school aid is related to a reduction in enrollment. That is somewhat true, but the vast majority of the reduction has nothing to do with the decline in enrollment. We could talk about the details, but that's about a $7 million loss there. Now, I know our legislative delegation is very committed and is working hard to try to correct these things, and I appreciate their work very much. There are various bills pending and efforts are being made in the legislature and there will be testimony and bills that will be coming to various committees tomorrow. But one thing that I haven't mentioned is that the cities have organized. I've worked with mayors, about 10 other mayors, 10 or 12 other mayors around the state, Manchester, Concord, Keene, Seacoast, and have composed and written a letter to the governor asking, expressing concern, because all cities are affected by this, expressing concern on both fronts, the pension and the education assistance. And we hope that that will help encourage the governor to support efforts to restore funds to the cities and towns. Finally, I thought Attorney Bolton has done not only a very good job as our city attorney, but he did extremely well with that prayer, just out of memory. It shows how many aldermanic meetings he has attended. So I wanted to congratulate him and thank him for filling in on a necessary part of the meeting. And that's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you, Mayor. Responses to the remarks of Mayor? Seeing none? Recognition period. You're on mute. Sue, you're on mute.
I know, the host put me on mute. I'm trying. You're going to have to work with me here.
Okay.
There is none.
Okay. Reading minutes of previous meetings. There being no objection, I will declare the minutes of the Board of Aldermen meeting of January 12th, 2021 be accepted, placed on file, and the reading suspended. Communications requiring only procedural actions and written reports from liaisons.
A communication has been received from Lisa M. Photo, Director of Public Works, regarding the referral from the Board of Aldermen relative to Ordinance 02040.
There being no objection, I will accept the communication and place it on file. Public comment relative to items to be expected to be acted upon this evening. Is there anyone that wishes to address the board? Seeing no one? Communications requiring final approval.
There are none.
Petitions.
None.
Nominations, appointments, and elections.
To the Honorable Board of Aldermen, I have this day appointed Jennifer Bishop Saucier of 359B Main Street, Nashua, to the Citizens Advisory Commission for a term to expire October 1st, 2023. Carol Sano, 15 Rocky Hill Road, Nashua, and Jedia Crook of 52 King Street as an alternate member of Nashua to the Conservation Commission for terms to expire December 31st, 2023, and respectfully request that these appointments be confirmed.
There being no objection, I will accept the appointments as read and refer them to the Personnel Administrative Affairs Committee. Reports of committees. There being no objection, I will declare the report of the January 11th, 2021 Human Affairs Committee be accepted and placed on file. There being no objection, I will declare the report of the January 14th, 2021 Substandard Living Conditions Committee be accepted and placed on file. There being no objection, I will declare the report of the January 19th, 2021 Planning and Economic Development Committee be accepted and placed on file. There being no objection, I will declare the report of the January 20th, 2021 Finance Committee be accepted and placed on file. There being no objection, I will declare the report of the January 21st, 2021 Special Personnel Administrative Affairs Committee be accepted and placed on file. Confirmation of Board of Aldermen's appointments.
You have the appointment of Patricia L. Berry to the Office of Deputy Treasurer, Deputy Tax Collector for an indefinite term effective as of March 1st of 2021.
There being no objection, I'll confirm the appointment of Patricia L. Berry of Hudson, New Hampshire, for an effective date of March 1st, 2021 as the Deputy Treasurer, Deputy Tax Collector for an indefinite term. Ms. Berry could not be with us this evening. She will be sworn in at a later date. Unfinished business resolutions.
Second reading of Resolution R2102, relative to the acceptance and appropriation of $35,000 from the State of New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services into Public Health and Community Services Grant Activity, COVID-19 Vaccine Grant.
We don't have Alderman Kelly. Alderman Clee, would you care to make a motion?
Sure, hold on, let me.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to find that. This is for 20-102?
It is.
Okay. Relative to the acceptance and appropriation of $35,000 from the State of New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services into Public Health and Community Services Grant Activity COVID-19 Vaccine Grant. I'd like to make a motion for a final passage of R2102 by roll call, please.
Motion is for final passage by roll call. Is there discussion on that motion? Seeing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Alderman Dowd,
Yes.
Alderman Karen,
Yes.
Alderman Clemmons,
Yes.
Alderman Lopez,
Yes.
Alderman Tenza,
Yes.
Alderwoman Lou,
Yes.
Alderman Jettie,
Yes.
Alderman Schmidt,
Yes.
Alderman Laws,
Yes.
Alderman Cleaver,
Yes.
Alderman Harriet Gathright,
Yes.
Alderman Wiltshire.
Yes.
You have 14 yeas and 0 nays.
That motion carries and resolution R2102 is declared duly adopted. Unfinished business ordinances.
Second reading of ordinance O2040, increasing sewer use fee rates and charges.
Alderman Karen.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to make a motion for final passage of 0-20-040 by roll call.
The motion is for final passage by roll call. Is there discussion on that motion? Seeing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Alderman Dowd,
Yes.
Alderman Karen,
Yes.
Alderman Clemmons,
Yes.
Alderman Lopez,
Yes.
Alderman Tenza,
Yes.
Alderwoman Lou,
Yes.
Alderman Jettie,
Yes.
Alderman Schmidt,
Yes.
Alderman Laws,
Yes.
Alderman Cleaver,
Yes.
Alderman Harriet Gathright,
Yes.
Alderman Wiltshire.
Yes.
You have 14 yeas and 0 nays.
That motion carries and ordinance 20-40 is declared duly adopted. New business resolutions.
First reading of Resolution R21-110, authorizing the mayor to enter into a First Amendment to concession agreement with Granite Diamond LLC.
Additional sponsors, Alderman O'Brien, Alderman Clee, Alderman Harriet Gathright, Alderman Cleaver. Did I miss anyone?
Dowd.
Alderman Dowd. Given its first reading, I'll assign that to the Finance Committee.
First reading of Resolution R2111, authorizing the City of Nashua to enter into an amendment to the agreement with Fuel Media Holdings for advertising services.
Additional sponsors, Alderman O'Brien, Alderman Dowd. And given its first reading, I'll assign that to the Budget Review Committee.
First reading of Resolution R21-112, relative to amending the fiscal year 2020 HUD Annual Action Plan to accept Round 3 CDBG-CV funding under the 2020 CARES Act.
Additional sponsors, Alderman Lopez, Alderman Dowd, Alderman Cleaver, Alderman Harriet Gathright, Alderwoman Lou, Alderman Schmidt. Did I get Alderman O'Brien in there? Okay. Alderman Clee,
Alderman Karen.
Alderman Karen,
Thank
and
you.
Alderman Wiltshire,
Alderman Laws.
and Alderman Laws. Thank you. That's it, everybody? Okay. Given its first reading, I'm sorry. Yeah, given its first reading, I'll assign that to the Human Affairs Committee and schedule a public hearing on Monday, February 8th, 2021 at 7 p.m. during the Human Affairs Committee meeting.
First reading of Resolution R21-113, authorizing the mayor to enter into a First Amendment to the 14 Court Street lease for Unit B with Liquid Therapy LLC.
Additional sponsors, Alderman O'Brien, Alderman Cleaver, Alderman Schmidt, Alderman Dowd, Alderman Clee, Alderman Harriet Gathright. I think I got everyone right. Okay. Given its first reading, I'll assign that to the Finance Committee. New business ordinances.
First reading of Ordinance 2145, amending the building construction ordinances and increasing the building department fees.
Additional sponsors, Alderman O'Brien, Alderman Dowd, Alderman Schmidt, Alderman Cleaver, Alderman Lopez, Alderman Harriet Gathright. Think I got everyone? Alderman Clee? Okay. Given its, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, given its first reading, I'll assign that to the Personnel Administrative Affairs Committee and schedule a special Board of Aldermen public hearing on Monday, March 1st, 2021 at 7 p.m. This time we have period for general public comment. Is there anyone that wishes to address the board? Anyone? Okay, seeing no one, remarks by members of the board. Alderman Lopez.
Thank you, Madam President. First, I'd like to thank the mayor for clarifying the access to the COVID-19 vaccination clinic for people who aren't able to drive. As a non-driver personally, I was not entirely, it wasn't necessary for me to seg my way through this one because I have been registered at a clinic as a healthcare provider. But I know a lot of people were very concerned about their access to those clinics. I have also been working with Director Bagley to see if we can do some site-specific ones for places where there are a large population of elderly people and people who are less likely to be able to travel to those sites. So Director Bagley has been very, very helpful in that area. Particularly tomorrow is the point in time count, is the annual time of year where we count all of the homeless people that we're able to locate. So with that in mind, anybody who is currently homeless, either unsheltered, couch surfing, or staying in a shelter, please make sure you participate. You can call 211. You can participate at the soup kitchen or the rescue mission, anywhere where you're able to make contact with people. Tomorrow is a snowy day, so I know it's going to be difficult for people. But in addition to that, Director Bagley has arranged with the state to get a limited number of advanced inoculations for the homeless population, specifically because they're so at risk and they're transient. So she has arranged for a special clinic at the soup kitchen to take place between 10 and 12, only for people who are homeless. So please, everybody, let's stick with our sign-in plans and all that kind of stuff. This is for people who won't necessarily have regular phone contact or contact with people, because we thought it's extremely important to count the people who are unsheltered right now. And it's also extremely important to engage them and try to get them vaccinated if possible. So I want to thank Director Bagley for all of her efforts on that end, and the mayor as well for all of the things that he's been helping with. Thank you.
Alderman Clemmons.
Thank you. I want to just also echo Alderman Lopez. I want to thank him and Director Bagley for all of their efforts with the vaccination sites, because I myself got a few phone calls from people who were concerned, who didn't have vehicles, that they were going to get turned away, and we cleared that up pretty quickly, and actually are turning that around, and maybe even, as Alderman Lopez said, working on different site-specific things. So I want to thank both of them for their continued effort on that. I also want to thank the mayor for the news about the barriers. I think we got a great deal on them. And, I think that program is going to be very successful this year. And, with what President Biden had said today, he said that hopefully we'll be able to have vaccinations done by the end of summer. So I think that it's going to be important that we continue our COVID-19 protocols through the end of the summer anyway, and keep our best efforts. And one of those that we did in Nashua was the barriers and the success that we had. And so I'm looking forward to having that discussion and getting those out and moving that forward. So thank you very much. That's all I have.
Alderman Clee.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to echo the comments of my colleagues about the efforts of Director Bagley and Alderman Lopez and the mayor, et cetera, for getting extra clinics set up for those that do not drive. I think that is extraordinarily important, and I thank everybody's efforts. Just veering off the COVID for just 1 second, I'd like to recognize and thank Alderman and State Rep Linda Harriet Gathright for her efforts on the MLK event that we had a week ago. It was incredible. Considering it was done virtually, it's usually a breakfast that they have. I was eating my breakfast while listening and being part of it. It was amazing, and they did a phenomenal job. And back to the COVID, I've heard from a lot of people who've had a little bit of a difficulty with trying to log in, get appointments, and so on. And I just want to let the public know that there are 2 emails that they get. The first one is from the state, and that basically just states that, yes, we confirmed that you have registered. And that's obviously after you've registered. The second one is from the CDC and the VAMS. And when you get into that, there'll be a link. When you get into that, the very first question is, no, you have not registered. So many people are hitting yes that they've registered because they registered with the state, but you haven't registered with the CDC. And that's been the biggest stumbling block that most people are falling into. Another one that they're stumbling into is the role of the person. You can leave that one blank. That's one of those fields that you can leave blank. You're going to get to the end. It's going to ask you where you want to go. If you say you're going to stay within 20 miles, it will bring you to Nashua. They're booking up into the end of March for Nashua right now. I think I helped 5 people today, and all of them were March 23rd. So I'm willing to help, and I'm sure that there are other state reps and so on that'll help. But 211 is a phenomenal source. They're really helping people to register and so on. And I can tell you firsthand, my husband registered. We had a little problem with his, so I know all the pitfalls, but he got his vaccine today and we got in line. It was the smoothest, amazing process that I could have even imagined. Everybody was incredible. The National Guard, a very young female National Guard private, gave him his vaccination. She was professional. She was incredible. We sat there for 15 minutes, and knock on wood, he hasn't had any reaction to it other than a sore arm, he said. So I think that we can get through this. I think it's important for us to get the vaccines, and as each phase, I think I'm looking at probably about June or July for my phase, but I think every person that gets vaccinated, that's one less person that's going to get sick. So please don't give up. If you're frustrated, call 211 or call a neighbor or someone that's done it. They can help you. Thank you.
Alderman Jettie.
Thank you, Madam President. For the Ward 5 residents out there, the city is in the process of doing a study on overnight parking, whether or not the current ordinance, which prohibits parking on most streets for more than 2 hours between midnight and 6 a.m. is being studied by a firm to see whether or not they're going to recommend whether or not it would make sense to make any changes to that. So if you have any thoughts about whether, how you feel about overnight parking on your street, there's a town hall meeting for Ward 5 residents this coming Monday at 6 p.m. And you can get the link from the city website. If you go to the parking department, you can get it there, or you can get it from the Ward 5 community Facebook page, or the Ernie Jettie Ward 5 Alderman Facebook page. And I welcome you all to come and express your opinion and hear what other people have to say about it. So if you have thoughts about it, this is your opportunity to be heard. So please come this Monday at 6 p.m. It's via Zoom. So thank you.
Alderwoman Lou.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. And along the same line, our Ward 6 Zoom meeting for the parking study is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Thank you.
Anyone else? Alderman O'Brien.
Thank you, Madam President. Earlier, while the clerk was having some of the sound glitches there until it got rectified, I really must compliment Alderman Lopez, who had in his background screenshot a fully involved dumpster in a flooded situation floating down the street. It played out, and that was what my comment was. I wish he played it longer. I was waiting for the city fireboat to chase it down the street, but it didn't occur. But I would like to compliment Alderman Lopez for his particular, it was a true fire and water event, and I did enjoy.
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about, Alderman O'Brien. My background is clearly something different.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, committee announcements. Oh, Alderman Lou. Alderman Lou, go ahead.
Thank you. I had my days mixed up. So Ward 6 parking study Zoom is 6 o'clock Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Lou. Anyone else? Committee announcements. Alderman Dowd.
Yes, this Thursday, Joint Special School Building Committee, January 28th, 7 p.m. via Zoom.
Alderman O'Brien.
Yes, tomorrow night at 7 p.m., January 27th, will be a Zoom meeting of the Committee on Infrastructure. We only have one item on the agenda, so therefore we made a little bit of space for Director Cummings, and he wants to come in and brief us all on the barrier situation. So if any members of the public or if any members, of course, of the board, you're welcome to please attend. Thank you.
Any other committee announcements?
President Wilshire?
Alderman Karen.
Yes, thank you. The regular meeting of the Personnel Administration Committee will be held on Monday, February 1st at 7 o'clock. We have one interview, and then we have the user fees for the building codes. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Alderman O'Brien.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to make a motion that the January 26, 2021 meeting of the Board of Aldermen be adjourned by roll call.
Heard the motion. Madam Clerk?
Alderman O'Brien.
Yes.
Alderman Clee.
Yes.
Alderman Dowd,
Yes.
Alderman Karen,
Yes.
Alderman Clemmons,
Yes.
Alderman Lopez,
Yes.
Alderman Tenza,
Yes.
Alderwoman Lou,
Yes.
Alderman Jettie,
Yes.
Alderman Schmidt,
Yes.
Alderman Laws,
Yes.
Alderman Cleaver,
Yes.
Alderman Harriet Gathright,
Yes.
Alderman Wilshire.
Yes,
You have 14 yeas and 0 nays.
and that motion carries, and we are adjourned at 8:31 PM. Thank you, everyone.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.